There's no debate in the minds of most fans of track and field when you ask who the sprinting GOAT is, but when it comes to the question of who's the second best sprinter ever, the answers that you'll hear are much more varied. In this video, we're going to be taking a look back at the career of Tyson Gay, and I'm going to make the case for why I think he has the right to be considered as the second best 100 meter sprinter ever. Tyson Gay was born in Kentucky in the United States in 1982, and before discovering track and field, he played baseball in his youth. Tyson admitted that despite not being the fastest on his team, when they had races at the end of practice, he was always the strongest finisher, which led him to believe he could beat his teammates over a longer distance. By high school, Tyson was starting to focus on track and trained to run everything up to the 400 meters. He ran an exceptionally fast 100 meter time of 10:28 when he was still in high school, aged 18. From 2002 till 2003, Tyson ran at junior college and improved his 100 meter personal best to 10.17. In 2004, Tyson got a scholarship for the University of Arkansas and ended up winning the NCAA 100 meter final with a time of 10:06, finishing just ahead of Jamaican Michael Frater. In the 200 meters at the same championship, Tyson finished fourth, while his Arkansas teammate Wallace Spearman finished first. Tyson ran both events in the US Championships in the hopes of making it onto the US Olympic team, but he finished fifth in the 100 meters and didn't finish the race in the final of the 200. In 2005, Tyson ran his first sub-20 second 200 meter race and also finished third in the NCAA 200 meter final, which Spearman won for the second year in a row. He turned pro at the end of the college season and finished second in the 200 meters at the US Championships, which meant he had made it onto the team for the World Championships in Helsinki. At the World Champs, USA took the top 4 spots in the 200 meters, with Tyson finishing in 4th place. 2006 was Tyson's breakout year, where he ran his first sub-10 second 100 meters when he won a race in Greece with a time of 9.88. He went on to run sub-10 seconds in his 5 remaining races of the season, although he finished behind the Safa Powell in 4 of those races. In 2006, he lowered his personal best twice in the 200 meters, first running 19.70 and later running 19.68. There were no major championships to compete at that year. In 2007, Tyson finished first in both the 100 and 200 meters at the US Championships, winning the 200 in a time of 19.62, which made him the second fastest man in the history of the event at the time. He went on to win the double at the World Championships as well, beating the favourite and world record holder Safa Powell in the 100 meters and beating Usain Bolt in the 200 meters. Nobody expected Tyson to lose the 200 meters, given how dominant he had been winning all of his races that season, but both did manage to stick with him coming off the curve before Tyson pulled away on the straightaway. Tyson also ran the third leg on the USA 4x1 relay team that won gold. Moving on to the 2008 season, Tyson finished second in the race in New York, where Usain Bolt set a new world record of 9.72. Tyson went into the US trials with a point to prove, and he broke the American record by running 9.77 in the quarter-final of the 100 meters. In the final, he ran a time of 9.68, which was wind aided but still counted as the fastest time ever under all conditions. Tyson got injured in the quarter-final of the 200 meters at US trials, which meant he wasn't fully fit when he got to the Olympics in Beijing. He got eliminated in the semi-finals of the 100 meters, which was a major disappointment for him after the success he had the previous year. In 2009, Tyson went into the World Championships in Berlin as the defending champion and was in the best form of his life, running 9.77 and 9.79 in his last 2 meets prior to Berlin. In the 100 meter final, Tyson ran the race of his life and clocked a time of 9.71, but it was only good enough for second place as Usain Bolt executed the most remarkable piece of sprinting in athletics history as he broke the world record with a time of 9.58. Tyson was visibly upset after the loss, and according to his teammate Ray Edwards, he spent the entire night re-watching the race, trying to process what happened. Tyson has said that he had a persistent injury throughout the 2009 season, which was the reason he didn't compete in the 200 meters at the World Champs, but he did manage to set a PB of 19.58 in the event earlier in the season. A few weeks after the championships, Tyson ran a new 100 meter personal best of 9.69 in Shanghai, making him the second man after Bolt to run under 9.7. In 2010, Tyson continued running fast times despite no championships that year, and in 2011 he only ran 3 races before he brought his season to a close and went to have surgery. Coming into the 2012 season, Tyson was now 29 and was hoping that London could be where he'd win his first Olympic medal. At the US trials, he finished second behind Justin Gatlin, who was getting back into top form after serving a 4-year ban. Gatlin would edge him out in the Olympic final by finishing in third place, with Tyson finishing fourth, just 100 of a second behind. Tyson was part of the US team that won silver in the 4x1 relay, but the medals were taken back after Tyson tested positive for PEDs in 2013. Tyson was having one of his best seasons in years in 2013, and ran times of 9.79 and 9.75, but these were later nullified and he received a 1-year ban. In 2015, Tyson would be running at his first major championship since the Olympics 3 years prior. The favourite to take 100-metre gold at World Champs was his American teammate Justin Gatlin, who had been consistently running 9.7 since the season started. Gatlin ended up coming second to Usain Bolt, and Tyson finished in sixth with a time of 10 seconds flat. In 2016, Tyson was hoping to get a place on the Olympic team for the third time, but he finished fifth in the 100-metre final at US Trials and sixth in the 200-metre final. In 2016, he ran his final sub-10 second race with 9.97 in Montford, Florida, which was his 36th sub-10 finish of his career. He would continue to run until 2021 and had his final race at age 38. When it comes to making the case for who is the second best sprinter ever in the 100 metres, many will point to Johan Blake because they consider his 9.69 run to be more impressive than Tyson's because of the conditions. When we adjust the time for wind and altitude, we see that Blake's 9.69 converts to 9.70. When we adjust Tyson's 9.69, it converts to 9.75, which does support the argument that Blake reached a higher absolute peak performance. But when we compare the 5 fastest times each sprinter has run and adjust for the conditions, it shows that Tyson was able to run more races at his absolute peak than Blake could. When adjusted, Tyson's 5 fastest 100 metre times are 9.75, 9.75, 9.75, 9.79, 9.79, with the average coming to 9.76. Johan Blake's 5 fastest adjusted times come to an average of 9.79, and we see a big difference of 1/10 of a second between his fastest and second fastest race. Some will point to the fact that Johan Blake got injured young, meaning he had potential to run faster, but Usain Bolt never improved on his PB after 22, so there is no guarantee that Blake was going to improve on his PB that he set at age 22. When we compare the athletes' medal tally from major championships, we see that Tyson and Blake both have a World Championship gold, with Tyson winning a World Champ silver and Blake winning an Olympic silver. When we compare the highest top speed reached by each athlete, we see that Tyson is in second place, behind Bolt, with Blake in third place. The final metric I'd like to use to compare the two are results by limits. When looking at sub-10 second sprints, Blake to this date has 46 while Tyson has 36. For sub 9.9s, Blake has 11 while Tyson has 18. For sub 9.8s, Blake has 4 while Tyson has 7. We see in this category, Tyson also has the advantage, which is why I think he has a fair case to be considered the better sprinter overall. So does Tyson automatically rank as a better sprinter than Asafa Powell and Justin Gatlin? When you compare results by limits, Powell and Gatlin both have the edge over Tyson. When you compare adjusted PBs, all three are almost the same. When you compare top 5 adjusted times, Tyson has the superior average. When you compare medals, Gatlin ranks ahead of Tyson while Powell ranks behind. And when you compare records held, Powell was at one point a legitimate world record holder, while Gatlin was stripped of his world record. Gay never broke the world record, but is still to this day the American record holder in the 100 metres. Since Tyson has ran the faster times, both adjusted and non-adjusted, as well as having faster top speed, I think it's a fair assessment to rank him as the second best 100 metre sprinter in history, ahead of his close rivals. Do you agree with my ranking of Tyson Gay, or do you think that a different sprinter deserves to be ranked higher than him? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.